Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another video, and a video that I'm really don't have a huge amount of time to put into tonight, but a video I want to make now. Sorry, just finished a 4.5-hour stream, a live stream of Brave Exvius. Now I'm looking to do a quick video before I have to go do everything else that I have to do tonight. Oh my god! And the music is so ominous. But I wanted to pick something FF8, and I haven't done the song yet, so there you go. With the latest update that has happened today, we have a brand new batch of 7 stars. And the 7 stars this time, I am actually quite happy with. In general, I think the entire batch is pretty darn overall good. I don't think there are any true losers in this 7-star batch. Don't hold your comments till the end of the video, please. Then you can yell at me. It's only fair. Alright, so what is this video about? Well, this video is kind of a shoddily made one where I'm going to talk about my most improved units, the most potential units, as well as the least improved and the best 2. I only have best 2 because I only thought there were 2 that really astounded me enough to say, hey, yeah, those 2. Okay, all right. So, with this cheaply quality video, I'm going to actually start with the most improved. Now, another thing to note is I'm not mentioning these in any order because I'm not convinced I've had enough time to truly pick who the best are and who the worst are. Yeah, my hair's bad. I'm going to just lift it. So the most improved units, these are the ones I want to talk about the most because I think these are the ones that were not in people's mind, and now they probably are a little bit more. So, first of all, that's my terrible drum roll as I pull this up, is Prompto. Now, when Prompto came out, he was kind of a weird unit. He couldn't dual wield, he couldn't do anything like that. Well, his 7-star kind of fixes that. First of all, he does actually get dual wield in a 7-star kit. Matter of fact, he gets it very quickly. He also has some general limit burst using abilities that give MP back to the party. That's correct? That's correct. With a maximum of scanning the target and giving his, well, okay, to himself, not to the party. But a 240 MP recovery for himself for 10 limit burst crystals seems like a pretty good deal. What's more is he has a 1350% single target, 11 hit physical attack, and grants him an extra ability for another turn, and he gives himself some extra limit burst damage and attack in spirit when equipping a dagger and a gun, which now he can dual wield. Hey, you know what? That's actually okay. Next up on the list is CG Laswell. CG Laswell was a unit that came out and was a big splash as being a CG unit, but was kind of quickly forgotten because he really didn't do that much as a physical damage dealer. Well, you can talk about a lot of stuff. You can talk about the fact that CG Laswell's Super TMR is 172 attack katana with a limit burst fill rate of 50% up, and 10% stats extra from whatever Esper you have equipped. That's all incredible, but when it comes right down to it, the big thing is that his limit burst goes up to a 2400% physical attack, which is pretty incredible when you think about it. But what's more, the fact that he equipping his TMR just gives him an extra 40% from the equipped Esper and 30% per dual wielding and limit burst crystals per turns, but who cares? Here's the big thing. The big thing is that he can now chain with Holy Explosion users. In other words, Divine Ruination, Orlandu, and his family of chainers. And as we all know, it's one of the most reliable forms of chaining. So the fact that a CG unit can now do that on top of CG Reagan and is a 7-star is a big deal. It's a really big deal. Holy Explosion has been in the meta since Orlandu came along and will continue to be in the meta for at least 3 months. Yeah, sure, let's go with that time frame. Next up is a tie. Now I put this as a tie because I wasn't sure who I really liked better. First of all, Elfriede. Elfriede at least gets an honorable mention for being on this list because, well, I mean, not only does she give herself a lot of extra attack, she actually gets a 600% AoE 20-hit ice physical attack. That's actually pretty damn high, and it almost makes her into a chainer if she wasn't so dual hand bound. But giving her an extra way instead of just provoking but also being able to attack is a huge improvement in my eyes. Next up is Kunshira. Kunshira, first of all, getting a super trust mastery accessory that's 50 attack, 50 magic, and 15% to fire, water, thunder, wind, and light, and heart made Captain Planet. Okay, we've done that joke now. But in general, her limit burst goes up to a 3200% hybrid attack, which is nuts, granting her an extra ability. But in her 7-star kit, she basically improves all of her moves, gives herself a 1100% AoE 30-hit thunder and wind attack, which, oh yeah, that's exactly the same as Lauren's, and at the same frame rate as Lunera. That chaining family is starting to get a little bit scary. But she can also buff the party for those elements that she loves so much: fire, thunder, water, wind, light, and heart. Damn it, did it again. She actually gets extra damage against beast, human, and spirit, 25% for each, from getting up to level 120, and she can debuff the enemies for the same elements, as well as defense and spirit for 70%. Cooldown abilities, but available turn 1, which is a big deal. So those are my most improved units, but continuing on, because I only have so much time tonight, and this is a kind of a preemptive list. The most potential. Which of these new 7-stars have the most potential of any of them? Well, this one was actually kind of easy. First of all, Duke and Aranea. Duke because he is the dual-wield version, and Aranea because she is the true dual-hand version. Both of these now have timed jumps, and while their percentages are quite low, there are so many items that can boost jump damage that it could get a little out of control eventually. For now, just testing it, the big thing is that we can now chain with these jumps too. So Duke at about 1100 attack, dual wielding, did 8 million with a chain. And that's quite substantial. That's very, very good. And that doesn't even include the fact that Duke, that was against the training dummy, or so it wasn't a dragon. He gets a lot more damage against dragons, and he was only level 115 out of 120, so there's a lot of room for improvement. Not only that, but Duke also, besides all of the ice support that he can do by himself, actually gets a chaining ability that is a 12-hitter at 7 frames that he can dual wield, because his kit encourages dual wield. And Aranea is just potentially high jump damage at true dual hand. She could be like Folan potentially. Well, only time will tell. But I think Duke has a big advantage because he has the ice element. Aranea doesn't really have an element. But it really is up to us to test this out and see how it ends up being. Anyway, that's my point about it, and I'm sticking to it. And the other one that I want to mention as being one of the better, more potential units that everyone has already been talking bad about, come on guys, give it some time, is Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh seems to be, everyone seems to be poo-pooing him. Well, don't poo-poo just yet. He has an AoE limit burst fill rate for other people in his party, as well as extra damage for some of his things, giving himself limit crystals, a 1 MP ability, which I have no idea what it does yet, but that's kind of cool. But the big deal about his kit is the fact that he gets, depending on what he equips, he gets killer abilities and elemental resistance. 50% for any of the elemental resistance, depending on whether he equips a dagger, sword, greatsword, katana, staff or rod, bow or harp, axe, hammer, mace, lance, whip, knuckle, projectile gun. They're all covered. And they all change the way he is. That's really cool and really flexible. Not only that, but depending on what weapon he equips, he either gets a 75% killer ability against certain things. So it all depends on how you equip him, but that's actually really, really, really cool. And I'm just going to pause the video for a second, and I'll be right back. Well, I don't normally do this, but give me 2 seconds. Sorry for the interruption. Also blame the fact that OBS doesn't have a pause feature. Hey, there's something you could add, OBS. But anyway, Gilgamesh is potentially a really, 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 really powerful unit, and I want to see people use him, so I'm listing him under potential until I'm proven wrong. Okay, now it's time for the fun category, the one that I might get a little bit of hatred over, and that's okay. The least improved category. First of all, Gladio. Gladio, I don't think got really enough new to really make him exciting or interesting or potentially better. First of all, he has stats. Everything kind of got a little bit of a bump up. He has some damage reduction in his kit, which is nice. But in general, I don't see anything that makes him that great, and one of his abilities, the 900% single target, one hit magic attack using defense for attack, is kind of against Gladio a little bit, because Gladio is, you kind of build him for physical as well as defense, so unless you're going to just go straight defense, I don't think it's that great. This could be a unit I'm totally wrong on, but for now, I could be wrong. Well, I'll have to wait and see on this one. But for now, I'm not putting him up high up there. And now, here comes the big one. This is the one that I could get a lot of hatred over, or maybe not. The other two units on the list are CG Fina and Ayaka. Now, you may be saying, what the why is Ayaka and CG Fina on his list for the 7 stars, the least improved? First of all, CG Fina and Ayaka are in just amazing units. They're absolutely amazing. And I'm going to do a video about these two, plus Santa Rosalia, possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow. But the point is that neither of their 7-star kits are actually really that impressive overall. First of all, one of the big things about CG Fina was her auto-revive, attached to her limit burst. Very important. The problem is that she just gets more auto-revive, which is good. They are auto-revives that do other things as well. But it doesn't really expand her role, give her really a big boost, because she was already so strong, and there really wasn't anywhere to go without making her potentially incredibly broken. So the fact is that she's just kind of okay as a, like, it's an okay improvement. You take amazing and you add okay to it, it's still amazing. Same with Ayaka. I'm not convinced that the HP barriers are really that important yet, especially because if you were using a summoner, and summoners may come back in the future, we don't know. I think 2-star Bahamut will make quite a bit of difference. Then there are other units that can do the HP barrier as well, and Ayaka may just be better doing other things at the time. So while her HP barrier does make her generally more favorable, and CG Fina's ability to revive and then give auto revive is definitely favorable, I'm not convinced that either of these are the next level of healer. We already hit the next level of healer. I'm not even sure what the hell they can do to make healers better than they already are. But I'm not convinced it was the HP barrier, and I'm not convinced that it is more auto-revive either. So I'm going to talk more about these healers in a special video later, but for now, they end up on the least improved, which I think is fair. I think they were already amazing units, and their kits didn't really improve them that much. Or their 7-star kits didn't improve them that much. Now you may type your angry comments. Okay. And last but not least, the best 2. I only could find 2, because out of all of them, I thought they were all... I think there's a lot of improvement. I think there are actually... This is a great batch of 7-star units. I don't think anybody loses with any of them. Not really. But to the best 2, first of all, CG Laswell. CG Laswell gets the thumb up because he has natural dual wield. He has a lot of boosters in his kit. He has the Esper extra stats, a considerable amount too. He has an amazing super TMR, but the big thing for me with CG Laswell is Holy Explosion chaining. That just a 7-star with a Holy Explosion frames, that's enough. He makes the list. And the other one is the one I haven't talked about yet. That is obviously on this list. Come on, you guys. This is my #1 pick for the best unit overall. CG Sakura, who gains... Really, I can end this conversation by saying that from her, she can get a quintuple cast, meaning she can cast her Thunder abilities 5 times in a turn for multiple turns. All she has to do is unlock the ability. But she improves all of her other abilities. She gets a ton of magic really quickly. She has an amazing super TMR robe. Her limit burst is improved. She already was absolutely disgustingly fantastic, and now she's even better. So I look forward to showing her off a little bit more in the future, and for now, that's pretty much it. That's everything I have to say about this batch of 7-star units. I will talk about super TMRs in the future, and expect a video on the 3 top healers within the next couple days. If you feel that I have made a mistake, or that you want to share your opinion, please comment below. I will read them eventually. Until then, folks, that is all for this video, and I hope you have a good one. I have to go check the water and see if it's overflowing yet.